Hello everybody, welcome to the ITK Soccer Show. It's the 30th of November and lads, I'm very impressed we were able to squeeze in a podcast and also see each other last night for Leeds and Liverpool.
It's almost like we could have done both at the same time.
Really?
I know.
Well, Dan was enjoying the Leeds match.
Yeah.
We were preparing ourselves for defeat, going, well, it is Liverpool reserves. And then Liverpool won, so everyone was...
But it was half Leeds reserves as well.
We'll talk about it. Hopefully not too much, but we'll talk about it. We'll start off with some bad news, Barrett. Hope that wasn't sensitive.
Yeah, he's botched the line.
No, we're fine.
I'm leaving it in this week.
Yeah, we know absolutely... Like, it's terrible and sad news, but we know absolutely nothing about anything.
Neil, our host can't even pronounce the Brazilian team.
It wasn't that. It was the fact that I said, I hope that wasn't sensitive. And I looked up, my wife was staring at me like I just killed one of her cats.
What's she doing in the studio?
She's she has to take notes on the show so she can do her yearly teaser.
Talk about worms.
It's a lot of prep goes in. It's a lot of work. Okay.
Maybe she should prepare the teasers every week and then ask the three of us.
I have only read news. I have not listened to news. Who wants to try and pronounce the name of the team then?
Dan does.
Chapa Conze, I think. I think we'll go with that.
So they were a non-league team 5 years ago, and they were travelling to a final or a semi-final of their.
It's a final or something, or semi-final, yeah.
And it was a South American Cup. It wasn't like their.
It was the Europa League of South America.
Yeah. So they had obviously done very well to come from where they come from, and 70 plus people on the plane with about 4 or 5 surviving, I think.
Yeah, their goalkeeper survived, and because he actually didn't travel, and he's already said that he's retired. He's just It's just terrible. Like, there's been 3 clubs now. I think Torino had a crash in the 40s.
Yep.
Man United, obviously in the 50s, Munich, and now this Leeds actually nearly had one as well. In 90.
A financial crash is far different from an airplane.
No, it was an air crash. They had an air crash as well. My God. This is the worst show ever.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, go ahead. What happened to them?
They survived.
They survived, like Ric Flair. He was in a plane crash too.
Was he?
And he survived.
Shame.
Bobby Charlton survived.
Gee. Now, do we restart the show now? Because John openly said that it was a shame a human being didn't perish in an air flight disaster.
Anyone picks this up, you sound like the worst bunch of people. And you know, your financial crash. While very humorous. You have to research it.
I'm not. I'll tell you what.
I think we need to research.
I don't even think we should fucking talk about it. We're a comedy football show. Like, we're just saying it's sad what has happened.
Moving on.
Like, what are we
Gareth Southgate got the England job.
I think that's worse news.
Poor Gareth Southgate.
Man didn't even want the job.
He's
He's accepting less money and he doesn't want the job.
We're actually leaving that in. Good for us.
You said that a few weeks ago. He did. He's on the lowest paid England manager since Glenn Hoddle or something. And
basically, like, they
including inflation.
Gave it to an intern. Like, they got like a transition year student and gave him some work experience.
Is Southgate on Job Bridge?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Good man, Gareth. I love the way that in all the pictures they were showing, like, you know, for the news articles, he looks so forlorn. It's like I just don't know, lads.
He knows what'll happen. It's a 4-year deal though, so he'll get 2 tournaments.
He will
If he qualifies, which he obviously will.
Well, you should.
Yeah. Well, he's got a good few young kids there. He'll make a man out of Barkley.
It's a mad. Well,
They've lost Zaha though.
Zaha's gone to play for.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, that's right. So how did that work? Because he had caps.
Yeah, but they were not competitive. It was the Harry Arter thing.
Oh.
The Harry Arter thing that wasn't actually a thing,
Yeah.
but everyone went nuts and gave him abuse on Twitter for.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But he had a significant amount, didn't he? So what?
He
played
had
in
2.
Oh, I thought it was more than that for some reason. Okay. So Mourinho, the great stat that John told us last night we were watching the cup match was that he has more sending offs at home than wins.
Yeah, it's impressive. You know who I feel bad for in this situation? David Moyes. Because he's always a level. Like Mourinho's now worse than Moyes.
Yeah.
But even if Mourinho gets sacked, it'll never be he's now doing worse than Mourinho. It forever for the rest of David Moyes, he will be worse than David Moyes.
Sorry, can I just say something? I love how John's got his green mic and his green top on again.
Yeah, the fact that we had a show where Dan's mic cover, for those of you not watching on our paid Skype service, the fact that Dan had his yellow mic cover wearing a yellow jumper, and John green and green. We didn't take a photo. And black, and I'm wearing black. I've got a black one. I've got a big black one.
Where's the red one? Because I've got a red T-shirt on I can put on.
Excuse me?
Where's the red?
Are we actually not starting again?
I don't care.
You're still listening. We're very sorry.
I'm only trying to.
Who's listening?
Just my mic. My mic's a bit more cumbersome.
Moving on.
Somebody else, please go. Absolutely not. No.
How long are we in?
Edit it.
5 minutes.
We can't. This is
Nothing's been said.
no. Yeah.
We're done. We're through the running.
That's it. Join in next week.
Going back to the plane disaster, PSG donated 40 million, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's a huge amount of money.
I wonder why though.
Why them and why?
Yeah, no one else.
Yeah. You're looking at me, John, as if you don't believe that.
I hadn't heard.
I
Yeah.
think John needs some toffees or something.
Do
Do you want to guess how much Ronaldo's donating?
30 million.
loads? I'd imagine.
30.
I don't know.
3. I
pretty
still think that's
impressive.
very
As a
impressive.
single person.
Yeah, he's a single person.
And like, where does that money go? Like, just families?
Supporting the families, I
Yeah.
presume. Yeah.
yeah.
Rebuilding the club.
Well, yeah.
You know.
You know who are worse than us at this? Sky were.
Go on.
Scots Sky were disgraceful. Like, they stopped Lucas Leiva on the pitch yesterday going, good win. About that plane crash yesterday, Lucas is there going, yeah, it was quite difficult for me to play today. Like, Liverpool wearing black armbands, like, you know, the football thing to do about it. Like, it's a horrible story, but just like, Sky were just like, oh, what, like, Sky were having one of their absolute tabloidy days where, just
Yeah.
like,
They've been having more of those of late, haven't they?
you literally like recording ambulances going. But no, it is very sad. You can't tell by us, but it's a very sad thing to happen.
All right, getting even more serious again, I guess. These abuse claims. So 8 clubs are now involved, and 8 different regional police units are involved.
Did you see your man from the FA who was doing an interview with? It might have been Sky. I saw it on Sky, and he was just basically doing a Skype call from his house, and he mentioned like 8 clubs, and he mentioned like, you know, Crewe, and he mentioned Leeds, and then he mentioned like Man City and all these clubs, and then like all the clubs like released statement going, we had no idea about any of this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like he basically just ruined the investigation, just like, 'cause
really.
not even the clubs knew apparently that there'd been.
There's been abuse in Ireland. There's some reports in Ireland as well.
Right.
Roddy Collins, I don't know, he just came out and said that he interrupted something in Bowes before. Under 12s at Bowes.
That's correct.
But like then he told the police and he told the club, and then the police and the club both said nothing was said. So like, Roddy Collins is a nut job, but like, you know, it's still like it's more is going to come out, and
So what?
you're not really surprised by it as well. Like, you were surprised, but not really though, you know.
Like the Crew thing is kind of it's now the staple of the investigation. But are there any other clubs that are? It looks very likely that there was a lot of.
I'd say Crewe and Man City definitely, because your man worked there.
Okay, that's a giveaway.
But I'm sure it's been widespread, but I don't know how far it would go between the clubs though, you know.
And he's been charged again, right?
Yeah, but he was found quite ill or something. I don't know if he overdosed or something.
Sorry, he was found unconscious in a hotel room.
Yeah, I'd say he may have maybe overdosed or
wasn't it?
something. I don't know.
Oh, hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So like, he's probably trying to get out before they go back in for him, you know. So
Yep.
watch as it'll just keep rumbling on this whole thing for months and months. But I don't like the way FA are actually conducting their own investigation, because they can cover up a lot of stuff that in case it got to them at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It should be an independent one, which is pretty serious. I think it has to be an independent one.
Well, look, if the police are involved, that's the FA aren't going to be able to influence much. You'd think, right?
I don't know how are the police actually
There's
involved.
eight different police. I was.
Or they're not doing their own one though.
Well,
rather than the FA.
Well, yeah, they'd be looking into whatever, like the police of whatever town the club of which is alleged is in. That definitely was the sentence.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like it more independent, but like, you know, hopefully it gets to the bottom of it. But it's gonna rumble on for months and months.
Just looking here at the teams for United and West Ham tonight, and Schweiny's made the bench again.
He was supposed to be starting, I heard.
Yeah, so did I. That's why I went to check it first before
I did hear
blurted
that.
it out.
It's their Europa League team, so they're really going for it.
It's actually
Yeah.
the team that I have here now. If that's the team they're playing, is probably nearly their strongest team they
So
can play.
you-
Bar Mata.
Ibra, Rooney, Martial, Mick, Herrera, Carrick, Rojo, Jones, Valencia, Shaw. You say it's their strongest team. Surely Rojo is never going to be included as a member of their strongest
Well,
team.
they'd have the moment, like, you know.
See, Herrera was doing
Blind?
the post-match interviews for Mourinho.
Say that again, sorry?
Herrera was doing the post-match interviews for Mourinho.
He did, yeah. What did he say?
I was just saying, we were the better team. You know what I mean? It seems like every week we come against the best keeper in the league, which is sort of fair. But
Yeah, he's saying, he's basically saying that they should have 8 more points, is what he said.
They were a bit unlucky,
Which
the
would
other
put
day.
them in 5th, by the way. All right, well, look, yeah, if they had 8 more points. Okay, we'll talk about the Premier League fixtures show from the past week. Saturday kicked off with Burnley hosting City. Aguero got 2 goals. His second goal was like Burnley's defence were like men plummeting out of a clown car.
could you see it? This match was mad. The stadium, it looked like a bad Instagram filter.
Well, it was very smoky,
It was
wasn't
so
it? Yeah.
bright. It was just like maybe the fog and the sun.
Yeah.
You literally, like, I got
Yeah.
a stream of it, and I was sitting there going, "What is wrong?" I'm like, computer screen. That's it. I couldn't see a
looked
single
like
thing.
they
You
were
know,
playing in
Paul
a-
Robbins starting goal. Like, I knew he was still playing for Burnley, but I'd say so many people did not know he was still playing football.
Yeah.
Paul Robinson. Like, did you know?
No, God no.
No,
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
I
the
still don't.
He actually did okay.
I didn't see the Marnie goal.
it was great. It was a cracker.
It was a very good goal.
Okay, so Aguero's second was just it was
Just
ping pong.
the-
Like
Well,
both of his goals were kinda
three
shit.
men fell over each other trying to get the one ball. 3 Burnley men.
I like how since Sean Dyke has like said that, you know, all the you know, done the whole these foreigners coming in taking all the good jobs. He can see he shipped 4 goals to West Brom, and then his defense did that against Man City. So it's like, yeah, sort your defense out. Although they were like getting in there, they had a few attacks towards the end, but like they were unlucky, Burnley, not to get a point out of it. But City are struggling; they're really not doing great.
They're winning matches.
Yeah, they aren't.
Not
They're
convincing.
sneaking.
What is
Well, no one's
City
really-
Chelsea this week will be the.
Yeah. Did Yaya start this weekend?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He did. Him, Fernando, and Fernandinho,
Did you not see
Yeah,
the press?
which really isn't as kind of creative as most Pep teams ever. Like they're all kind of very similar players.
They interviewed Yaya Toure after the match. It was mad. Like, obviously interviewing players is just fine to say whatever you want. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you've had 2 matches in a week. You must be exhausted." It's like, I'm a professional footballer.
What was his response to
I
it?
think he just kind of went there going, like, "Yeah,
I have the afterburners.
yeah."
I'm grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, as you know, I'm a slug. Like, he's like, "Well, as you know,
I'm
Yeah. Supposedly, Pep told him that if he gets top scorer this year, he'll give Michelle so he can evolve into a snail. Isn't that right, Claire? Hull and West Brom. Hull hosting West Brom. And, guys, this wasn't the best game of football I've ever seen.
You watched this full 90 minutes.
The full 90.
You chose your one game of the season.
One game to watch.
Yeah.
Big Soul West Brom.
My first full game of football ever, I think. No.
I think West Brom are sort of unlucky. I think Dawson's goal was just kind of tapped in. Hull are
Hull are
bad, but
gone. Hull are
they're-
gone.
they
They're the worst
really-
team in the Premier League.
they're gonna they're in the semi-finals of the Carling Cup though, so you know they're worth it.
Leicester had to rely on a late goal to draw with Middlesbrough at home.
Borough were really unlucky.
Yeah.
They were a much better team.
Mhm.
And like it wasn't like the stupid penalties they gave away as well. Middlesbrough, like Middlesbrough would be fine this year. I think they'd be grand. Like they're starting to score a few more goals and they're really good at the back. Like Leicester now, they're in trouble.
It's all about Traore.
Vardy hasn't had like a shot or a goal this month.
Yeah.
His only goal was for England against Spain. He's awful. Should have gone to Arsenal, as I said.
Of course he should have.
You guys wouldn't listen to me.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I said it was nice that he stayed at Leicester. I said
I said it was nice, but he was stupid.
Middlesbrough gave away.
Would he be starting though? Would he be playing instead of anybody else in that Arsenal team?
Well, they signed.
No, he wouldn't. And
if you playing left wing or
he
something,
would be
no
ahead of
Wenger, like, you know.
Over who?
Walcott
Well,
probably
he
still be
plays
playing
left
because
wing,
of his
you know.
professional
Wenger's
injuries.
like-
I do, but I
Put
don't
him
know.
centre half or something like.
I don't know. The fact that Lexus is over Giroud now, and we'll get to that, but John was saying he didn't look like a great centre forward last week.
I said
He
against.
scores loads
I
of goals.
said against a bigger team. His first goal was dodgy as fuck.
Okay, we'll get there. Anyway,
Leicester
Leicester
are getting
just
relegated. They're
absolutely-
awful.
In fact, Ranieri came out this week and said, well, not this week,
40
was
points.
since the last time that we did a show, he goes, we are in a relegation battle. He's like, do you remember last year when they were like basically hovering around the top three and he was like, the goal is 40 points.
You're in a relegation. It's a relegation battle. Yeah.
It's like, this year it's true.
If he survives, do you think he'll do dingly dong? Oh, the Leicester fans were booing
Leicester top
again.
of league. Diddly ding. Diddly dong.
Ding dong ding dingly doodly doo dong. John?
Agreed. Leicester fans were booing, which I just think is
What?
league champions.
Yeah.
Negredo was great though. As another thing,
Him and Llorente
as-
scoring in the same weekend.
as I said,
in
one of our first
2016.
shows. As I said, one of our first shows that Negredo's goals would keep Middlesbrough up. That he hadn't scored since. So I can come back and say I stand by that statement.
You told us so.
Nice goals.
The 3 o'clock match I did watch all of was Liverpool and Sunderland. It's a very frustrating day for Liverpool. It was the same thing as Southampton and West Brom to an extent, or not West Brom, but the Swansea game to an extent, where it just took Liverpool a lot longer than expected, especially at home. Mane looks like he's forgotten to play football, especially after last night. Coutinho got injured half an hour in. The players and the fans completely sank, and it wasn't until Henderson made a Hail Mary ball to Origi that didn't quite work out, and the fans complained that Jurgen Klopp literally cheerleaded for about
He
20
hopped out of his bumper car and
he hopped out of his bumper. It was about 25 seconds straight. He was just waving his arms and shouting like a madman. And that was it. And then Origi got a goal, which Dan thinks was a fluke, and I thought he meant it.
He definitely meant
I think
it.
he just
He done it
balls
season
of the
before.
cross, but like, look, went in.
And then Milner got a penalty, converted it, still hasn't missed a penalty for Liverpool. But before we talk about the match, I guess the thing that Liverpool have now is, you know,
No
they're
squad.
No squad. They're talked about as being title contenders, but in reality, 5 of their 6 best forward players are injured, and their 6th is leaving for the African Cup of Nations in 4 weeks. So it's pretty bleak looking.
I have faith in Divock. No, they're struggling. I think every team is gonna have injuries at some point. Liverpool might be lucky that their fixtures are actually all right until they play Everton in
Yeah.
I think around the 19th maybe.
It's my birthday, so yeah, it's the 19th. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I knew.
So and then they've got City on New Year's Eve.
But if you're saying though, like if the fixtures should be all right, I'm guessing they're, you know, the teams like Middlesbrough and, you know, your Hulls and your son, I know you play something, but those are, you know, that kind of team. They're just going to park the bus, and that's the one thing you struggle with.
Well, I don't
You
think
know.
that's true. I think we beat Burnley beat us, but since
Well, I think it's the only way
we've
you
had
can
West Brom, we've had
frustrate you is
Sunderland.
that.
Yeah, to be fair, the only people that parking the bus worked was Southampton, and we were unlucky to score, and Burnley just, it's the only time we've lost this year. So
Yeah, like the only teams that like got a result really against us
well, I guess United
by doing
as
it
well.
were United and Burnley, and they just showed no emphasis on attacking at all. So, like Southampton, we could have opened, should have won.
Like, I've seen most of your matches, but I don't guess the match last night. Like, Leeds actually showed a lot more going forward than a lot of the things they played you this year.
Yeah, but it was a
little-
much bigger match for
little-
Leeds.
little
It's-
different.
It's like, you know, BBC when the FA Cup third round comes around and like Liverpool are away to Northampton Town or something, and they know that there's a chance of an upset because it's like
So you've nothing to lose.
a lower,
Like.
yeah, exactly. A lower level
Also,
team,
then
like,
we can talk about the Leeds match now if you want, but in all honesty, I've seen every second of Liverpool this year, and it wasn't that your attacking players were great. It wasn't that. We had a fucking shambolic defence. It was Clavin, Lucas, and Moreno.
Yeah.
Moreno marking somebody who's faster than he is. Like, come on.
yeah, if
mate.
you take pace away from Moreno, he's literally nothing.
Yeah, like
He's
we
a
were,
team
like,
mascot.
we were so lucky to survive.
I thought.
so lucky to
I don't know if
survive.
there was maybe just a mental thing that you were concentrating on Bournemouth this weekend or something, but like
Maybe.
Chan just didn't do anything.
thought he was one of our better, to be honest.
Well,
Test it all.
well, Vieira, who played for us, is 18, and Phillips is 20 in midfield. pretty much dominated the midfield. Like there was a spell of about 15 minutes in the second half where like Leeds really missed like 3 good chances.
I think the fact that we couldn't
And like
play out
they
of
blew it,
defence,
like they blew it.
they
But,
did. The fact that Liverpool couldn't play out of the defence, though, is unreal. Like Clavin and Moreno had no outballs.
And there was no like creative players playing for us either. Like they had Mane and Origi
Wijnaldum.
sitting up there. Wijnaldum
what's
was
going
also
on
further
with
up.
Mane? Did he just not? Does not give a shite?
Well,
it's,
like
it's 2 games in a row where he's looked like a
Well, it's
completely
only 2
different player.
games now. To be fair,
every report that like I read about him when we signed him was like, oh, like when he'll play in the big games, but the smaller games he tends to go missing. Like,
well, that was everyone said about Wijnaldum away from home.
yeah, and that's very true.
Yeah,
So-
Wijnaldum's.
I think it was a good match, and I think Leeds did very well for what they had to do. And Ducara was very good.
Leeds did very well. Leeds were very unlucky.
Would you like to see us back
score.
next year, so you could go get that match proper every year?
Oh yeah, of course. I'd love to see full strength Leeds against full strength Liverpool, because I think I wouldn't feel half as nervous.
But like, you kept saying, the 2 years kept saying all day
Mhm.
that Leeds are going to win.
And you should have won.
We should have won, but I said it would be 2-0 Liverpool. So
I know you did. You
we're
called
both kind
it
of
at
right.
halftime. You should have won. Like again, we were very lucky. You know, that shot that hit the post was one of the most beautiful shots to hit.
If
a
that
post
went
I've
in,
ever
it was
seen in
goal
my
of the
life.
week.
Absolutely.
I'll put
Seriously.
down a shot of the week if we're doing that this week.
Swansea and Palace with the greatest game of football of all time.
This is the worst game of football. Do you remember
Well,
last year?
it was Norwich, Liverpool all over again
Oh,
Well,
like
in terms of standard and defending.
Well,
I've never.
The thing about Norwich and Liverpool was it just kept swinging one goal, where this swung like 2 each time. Do you know what I mean?
it was mental. The Palace's tactic seems to give away free kicks when they can't defend them. Like they were so bad at set pieces, it was ridiculous. All the goals were hilarious. Like
Yes.
there wasn't a single good effort.
the
there.
Sigurdsson free kick was okay.
Yeah, but the keeper could have done better than that. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
I
he
was
should've.
being picky. It was just
No, he should've.
The set pieces in this match were just like, oh come on, lads.
Yes.
Like I think it was a sackable performance from Pardew.
Oh,
Well, so
Guardiola's
basically, Swansea were
6 defeats in a row.
So, yes, they coming off that it was 3-1 to Swansea at one stage, and then it swung Palace 4-3, and then 2 goals in I think it was the 88th and 89th minutes.
No, it was 2-90.
Are you sure in the 90?
Yeah.
Because I remember
Llorente scored 2, but it was the same goal again. It was just a ball into the box. I got around like obviously people are saying that you can't defend at that, but I think that's coming from the manager. That has not been worked on. Balls into the box, like, and because Palace are a big team, like they've got Dan, Delaney, Kelly, Hugo, MacArthur, like they've actually got decent height and physicality.
Oh yeah.
In one box, and how you can't do it in the other one. Like Benteke is a really good header of the ball, but
Sure.
he just didn't bother.
You see
Putting
Benteke's
his head on it, like, you know?
Benteke's effort to try and miss his goal.
Yeah, he did as much as he could to miss.
Just trying
Went
to
in.
volley it full force wide, just luckily hit off the post and went in. He was also sort of at fault for the two.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really like I couldn't believe what I was watching, but like big win for Coach Bradley.
I was about to say, are we not delighted to finally have a win for?
But the way he
W
pronounces
in the
Alan
column?
Pardew is the greatest thing.
Pardue.
Alan Pardew.
Purdue.
A W in the column for Coach Bradley, the first American to ever win a Premier League game as manager.
He's the first American manager, wasn't he? So
Yep. But that's how it was always going to work.
well,
It's a new
if he
age.
didn't win,
If he never won, I suppose you're actually that is true. Yeah, it was a highly entertaining game. I'll say that.
entertaining, but two teams like Kyle Bartley is playing centre half for Leeds last night.
Yes.
Better than both Swansea centre halves.
I presume you saw the 5 o'clock kickoff time. Myself and John were drinking in the backstage before outside the Tivoli.
Is that what it's called?
When this game,
Chelsea
yeah.
Spurs.
Yes. So
Lovely
did you
pub.
watch it?
I was watching Leeds Rotherham. So
I
no.
see. I only saw the match of the day highlights for this.
The same. Do you want to tell the story of us trying to find somewhere to watch this match?
Oh my god!
Well, the rugby was
Wait,
on
hold on,
everywhere,
hold
like.
on. Did you tell him the story?
I might have mentioned it. I don't know.
Because this is really a story for him more than anyone else.
Yeah,
Okay.
you weren't there, but we'll tell the story.
I wasn't. No.
No,
Okay.
it was like
Well,
you.
well
Basically-
observed, John. I wasn't there.
If you listen to the story instead of making silly jokes about it, God, that's what I do.
So we went to Thomas Street to go to Tivoli to watch OTC on Saturday night, and we made a concerted effort to go into town early to try and at least catch the second half of Chelsea and Spurs. So we knew that the bar outside of the Tivoli didn't have a TV. So the first place we went is that hipster bar that me and you and Claire went to after après match.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we walk in, and what's on? CM Punk versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 29. And we were all just standing there going, any other time, any other day, any other year, we would walk into a bar, see that, and be delighted. But we were like, we need to go watch this match. Okay, then we go to what was the name of the second one? I need to know the name of this bar. The old man bar.
The bad smelling.
Were you up around Thomas Street now for the whole day?
Huh?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a dump around there.
So we go to this old man pub across the road. We walked in, and the smell of farts and cheap pennies perfume was just.
And last week's carvery.
It was like they obviously had it there to deter people who weren't locals. You know, like
if you could smell a hangover.
It was fucking unbelievable. So in the glimpse of our eyes, at the far corner of our peripheral vision, we see a little bit of a ball being kicked on a TV at the end. So we have to walk the length and breadth, and I use that term loosely because we were all holding ours, of the bar to get to this TV. And what was on?
Rugby.
Leeds and Rotherham.
Oh!
So we were like, okay, so this is an alternate universe where Dan O'Carroll is the mayor, and you have a CM Punk match in one bar, Farts Carvery in Leeds in another bar, and we were about to walk into our third, and we were just like, Fire to Ted quiz, surely. So we walk into the third bar, and they are showing the match. But if we were to stand there, we would have been standing in the line of vision of the biggest, fattest, angriest looking man there. So we decided to leave that. So we went.
Did you get pints in any of these places?
No.
We did this in 4 minutes.
Were you like running like?
No, they were in close proximity. So the one was across from the other, then the other was up from Vicar Street. So we did it, and they were like, right, we'll just go to the bar beside the Tivoli then. So we missed it, but Ericsson scored a free kick, did he?
No, it was an open play.
And then Pedro and former Barcelona or future Barcelona star Victor Moses got the second.
Klein and Johnson all that right side for Barcelona next season. It'd be magical.
They linked with Sagna and Ivanovic as well. And Dario Serna is a new one as well. He's a free transfer for 6 months.
Have you seen that episode of South Park where they slag Family Guy by saying all the jokes are made by manatees just pushing balls up to the top? That is how Barcelona transfer rumours come around. They're like, what do Barcelona need?
Defenders always.
Like a right back because they haven't replaced Dani Alves.
Yeah.
So, right, who's a right back? And just like a manatee comes up and just goes, Glenn Johnson. Or just like Nathaniel Klein.
In parentheses, toilet.
Yeah, who's the Victor Moses? This is just a picture of a toilet. It's Glenn Johnson again. It's a serious rumour.
First time Chelsea have conceded in 6 games, was it?
Yeah, it was great.
Yes, since the Arsenal game.
Since the Arsenal game.
There was very poor defending for Moses' goal. He seemed like he had all day to like run onto it and tap it in. It's not a good week for Spurs. They're like out of the Champions League and
probably they actually played well in this. So
they never win at Stamford Bridge. So it's like
as I said last week, lads, I just can't imagine Chelsea not winning the league.
They're looking good.
They just seem like the most solid team.
They've no Europe as long as that, but they've a better squad than you guys. You know.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
like they've got Willian, Oscar.
Their best player.
I know Sask isn't really in form, but they still have these players sitting there.
Yeah.
Like Sask doesn't even make the bench anymore.
Oscar hasn't been a good player for a while now.
No, not for 2 seasons, I don't think. But Willian was their best player last year, and he's not getting games.
They're terrible players, though. You know, like they can come in and do a job.
I don't know. I think
I don't know Cesc anymore, my friend. I think Cesc is one of those guys like Rooney, where he just got really old, really quick.
I think I'll wait till like this weekend, see how they do against City, because I think most big games have been quite bad. They played a Spurs team that
I can't call that much at all.
I'm so excited.
Can't call it.
Filthy 0-0 draw.
Those two?
No, but if I could,
City having a filthy 0-0.
If I could choose.
Have City kept a clean sheet this year?
2, I think. I think they kept 2.
Sunday, Watford lost at home to Stoke. Young Charlie Adam.
To quote Mark Hughes, filthy foreigners coming in, taking the jobs off the big men and not shaking our hands. Don't know how to do it in this country. Said it 3 times in this interview.
Outrageous.
Obviously, he's come in and doesn't know that we shake hands to the opposing manager, no matter what the result. He's shaking my hand now. Thinks someone told him to do it.
Why is Mark Hughes so angry? Well, obviously that's why he was angry, but he won.
Charlie Adam threw a defender on the ground and scored a goal. And then after his pre-match, like, probably a foul, but yeah, my goal.
He didn't say that, did he?
Well, it was an
I didn't
goal.
see the
It was
match. I just
Gomez,
presumed it was a shot from the halfway line.
No, it was,
Yeah,
it was
right.
from a corner. It's like,
He scored from a corner.
yeah, he's a fat, short man. It's strange. He's like that lad when you like walk past a Sunday league game and you're like, how is he playing football?
Yeah, how
Not
does he
having
have the
smoke.
stamina to play
And then
football? Yeah.
his strength, and he's just great. But Charlie Adam, like somehow he's a professional footballer. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a good left foot, to be fair, but like he can hit a ball well.
So does your man in Sunday League.
That's all he can do. They can't run around.
He took
like,
off his jersey and he was wearing like one of the Under Armour things and it just looked good.
It was like a girdle.
It's like good kid. It was just like
it's like he man breast and everything. Like.
it's like he had to be tied in the dressing room. Like that's Stokes warm up.
He's sewn into it.
Yeah,
Olivia
sewn
Newton-John in Greece. Moving on to Arsenal and Bournemouth.
Name another Olivia Newton-John.
Film. The one where she performs her seminal hit. Physical. It's from a movie. It's from a home movie. It's her doing chores around the house. She's in the gym?
Oh, she was
She's in
in a
gym.
fitness DVD.
Yeah.
She said a song called Physical.
Okay,
No,
Claire,
not the song.
Claire, you name another Olivia Mutiny John.
She didn't do Grease 2. I know
She
that.
wasn't in Grease 2. I did see Grease 2 though.
Did you?
Really?
I didn't know
Is
it
it any
existed.
good?
Just
Lots of songs
there's a
about
reason you don't
sex.
hear about it. Yeah, it's
Like
a
the
little bit more
original
rude.
Grease was about sex, but less obvious. This one is full. We're gonna do it tonight and all that sort of stuff, which I think is the main song.
Yeah, it's something like that. I didn't know it existed till I was about 20.
It's Michelle Pfeiffer in it.
Is she?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing.
She is.
I know more about Grease 2 than I did about Chelsea Spurs.
And this is why nobody's still listening. Okay,
Oh,
so
this is not the reason no one's listening.
this has been stellar. Sanchez's first goal is escaping me.
It was just passed to him by Francis.
Oh Jesus! Sorry, yeah. Francis tried to play back to the keeper, and it was just calamity.
It was one of those games though, like for Arsenal, like in theory they'd love to play Bournemouth every week because Bournemouth are going to go on attack and not worry about defending.
Yeah.
So like Arsenal, you'd think would outscore a team like that,
Mhm.
and that's what happened. And I think that'll be the same for you guys against Bournemouth this week.
And
I don't. They won't park the bus.
I
They'll
think,
go
I
for
think
you.
it'll be
like, you know.
tougher away. It was a strange penalty that Bournemouth got. Like, it was
Yeah.
just-
Montreal's had two of them now. The Valencia one last week, and now this week. It was like, but then you have the handball. It was like he's been kind of in a lot of them, but like you can see them given, but they're probably not all penalties. Any of them.
before
You
the
know what I mean?
penalty and equaliser, Debussy, who played for the first time in like 14 months, got injured again, and reports are that it's a bad one. The poor
yeah,
guy.
Wenger said that.
Yeah.
Wenger's like after like post-match press interview was gas because he was like talking about Sanchez and he goes, yeah, I don't know how he just keeps running. I couldn't believe Sanchez got that last goal because he what was he still doing on the pitch?
Yeah, that Walcott scored. It was pretty good, and then the Sanchez goal was basically they broke on the counter, and Giroud ran up the flank, and just at the very edge of the touchline, passed it to Sanchez, who had ran about 50 yards.
Do you know Mesut Ozil?
to
I
tap it in.
don't think has had one assist from open play this year,
That's
Since I
weird.
put him on my fantasy team.
That's weird for him.
but he's had
Assist
like
leader last
his
year.
set pieces have been great.
They've been very good.
But yeah, so like it's
Then we
that's
see
something
the,
you don't get very because like this year he was on about 12 or 13 this time last year. You know.
Then we see the celebration for the third goal. Okay, so Giroud.
Oh yeah, like
Pass
lying
it
on
in.
top of each other with the rainbow thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, I was going to bring up the rainbow thing, but they Giroud goes plummeting into the dashers and looks like he's hurt himself. And Sanchez scores and runs over and lies on top of him. Perfect missionary. And they're lying there, balls on balls, for what seems like 10 minutes.
And it was just the two of them as well.
Did you not see this?
No.
They had a moment.
I thought the big moment out of this was Walcott's interview after when he talked about
Oh,
his new baby, like it'd been the lawyers had been involved and got a contract organised. Like
He answered a
We
question
hope to
about
move on as a family. He said.
He answered a question about his new family with the stock football player answer. If you lose as well, usually, I hope to push on 100%. Managers behind us, fans behind us. Try again next week. It's like, you're talking about your kid, mate.
he's not
Push on as a family.
Yeah, hope to move on from this now. It's a new kid, man. You can't take it with you.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So,
She's thrown up in the morning. Clothes don't fit yet. Hope to move on. It's pretty incredible. Arsenal, though, destined for fourth.
Yeah.
November's over now, so they'll be all right.
They haven't had a bad November. They haven't had a bad
Well,
November.
they only won one
They
league
have. They only won one league game.
One league game.
Yeah.
And this.
They beat Ludogorets. Yeah, that was the game.
Hold on, they've won another league game in November. Hadn't
You
they?
can check if
I
you
don't
want.
think so. I think it was Ludogorets in this. I think
I'll go investigate in a
they
moment.
drew to Borough. Not Southampton. Spurs and someone else as well.
Okay.
They didn't lose,
They didn't lose.
but they were shocking against PSG last
Oh,
week.
and one thing we didn't say about the Chelsea match is the first defeat for Spurs this season.
Yeah, but Spurs have been so
Feels
bad.
like they've
though.
had a
It
few,
feels like
though.
they've had.
It just doesn't.
Like they
seem like
haven't
their
won a
streak.
game. They lost all their games at home, didn't they, in the Champions League?
Yes.
Incredible.
As far as I know.
All right, so Everton and Southampton. A nice win for Southampton, who keep the momentum going. They haven't lost in quite some time. Austin scored again. He's having a very good season for them.
It's in the first minute, though.
Yeah.
30 seconds, eh?
Everton are not great. Their best chances seem to be falling to Coleman. Balassi is doing exactly what he expected Balassi to do, and Lukaku's, having his time off.
They're completely falling off. Completely.
It's weird. Like they actually stayed. Like they were defending quite well at the start
I
of the
think they're
season,
still
but
ahead
now
of
they're
United,
just. I think it's that.
Really?
It's that kind of disease or something they have like lurking around at the club. It's just nothing's going on,
Yeah.
Was there any other games on the Sunday, or was that? Then there was Man United.
Okay,
obviously.
so United and West Ham, where Mourinho got sent off. Yeah.
It's strange because it was a Pogba dive.
It was a shocking dive.
Yeah.
It was the best thing that Pogba's done all season was that dive.
It's his
Not-
first.
okay,
it's his first
not
assist,
not the assist to Ibra.
which was lovely. I saw someone complaining about
It was-
Randolph
it was
for
a-
that.
It was gorgeous.
It was a good ball, but like it wasn't amazing. Like
Why has Collins gone full Viking?
he just wants to be. I suppose I don't know.
He's having a tough time with that. United are not great. Like,
I thought they actually they had enough chance. Like Randolph was really good, and like to be fair, I think that's like 3 or 4 home games they've had where the opposition keeper has been on a red up.
they're unlucky, but like Randolph made one great save from Rashford, which would have been a lovely goal. But a lot of the saves were just simple,
2016, Dan. It's 2016. Red down.
Purple
blue-
up,
blue.
Green up.
green up.
Like, isn't it blue?
It's green.
It's blue. It is blue.
blue?
It's blue. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry, Mr. Austin. So the Saka goal was from set piece. It was a header. It was very fine. And then the Ibra was from a ball from Pogba that Dan is completely underselling. And yeah,
He just lofted it into the box. It wasn't.
it's inch perfect, pal. It was inch perfect.
But it wasn't brilliant. Like it was a good ball. It wasn't. People are going, oh, that's assist of the season, all this shite. It's really, really not that good.
I'd fall in between. I wouldn't say it was assisted season, but I don't
It
think
was
it was
a decent
ball.
ball into the box. A man who was bought for 100 million should be able to do from
Okay.
under no pressure in the midfield. Yes, he should be able to do that.
Herrera was getting around again. The
He-
man
do you know
is,
what he said at the end of the
man is
match?
temper. He's a lot more.
He seems to be becoming one of the leaders now.
He plays a lot bigger than he is. You know.
He said at the end of the game, he goes, "I don't know what we have to do to win." Like, yeah, you can see the frustration. Like,
Put the ball either side of the keeper.
sure,
Tremendous.
more than the other opposition. But like, I've actually kind of felt sorry for them a bit. Like, they actually created enough chances again.
I'm enjoying it.
Oh, I'm enjoying it, mind you. God, it's great. But the Mourinho bringing the club into disrepute might work against him in the long run.
Ferguson had a lot of moments as well.
But Ferguson was gold dust.
Well, but he did have a lot of moments. It was after he had great success, which is the difference.
But like, people are like comparing Mourinho to like when Wenger kicked a ball and didn't get a ban, or even like, people saying how good Klopp was. But like, Klopp earned the right to tell Liverpool fans to be fucking positive by getting the team playing well. Mourinho's been sent off so many times and doing these sort of
But,
things.
like-
And the referee that sent him off was the same referee that Mourinho called a coward a few weeks earlier for not making like big.
And
calls.
it's the same referee sent off. I remember the Southampton game last year,
Yeah.
where he brought on Matic at half time, and then 20 minutes later he took him off.
Yeah.
They went out of 10 men, and then he had his massive pipe bomb,
Yeah.
the 7-minute one. So
Not
that
like
was the same.
13.
I think it was Stuart Atwell who sent him off that game as well. But why is he not getting more than a 1-game ban? Why is he not getting a 3-game ban?
Well,
when
'cause
this
he-
is a repeated offence.
Because he accepted it. He was like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, but
That's basically.
he's going to do it again, or he's going to have signs of petulance and so that like. He should be banned for 2 games or 3 games.
He's a man
because
on
he's
the
gonna
edge.
keep doing it.
I don't think it's working.
It's
as much.
repeat offence.
His reactions now, at the start it was like, oh, poor Mourinho, but now I think it's sort of like, get a result. They play West Ham again tonight, so
They sure do. And before we move on to the second game in the EFL from last night, what game was it this weekend where the linesman pulled up with a hammy and had to be subbed off for the 4th official?
Over the weekend.
Yeah. Oh God, it
I remember
happened.
it, so it might have been the Liverpool game.
It might have been. You didn't see this?
No, I didn't see it, no.
Phenomenal. Because the fourth official had to change his shoes because he'd be running. So they were like, he's waiting there for a substitution. And your man's like, trying to follow the play. It was brilliant. Okay, so Hull City and Newcastle drew 1-1 before the worst penalty shootout all time, all my life, where Hull
Really
eventually
bad,
won
yeah.
3-1. Sad not to see Rafa as a Liverpool fan play us in the semi-final.
Is it?
So
See, I didn't care about the competition before, but now it's semi-finals. Have they got rid of the 2-leg thing, by the way? Someone said that to me today.
No, not for semi-finals. No.
not for semis.
I thought, someone told me today they
As
got
far
rid
as
of
I'm
it.
aware, it's the same. As it
So
was.
Hull in semi-final of a cup.
Bloody madness.
Isn't it madness? And then tonight, as we mentioned, West Ham are playing United
so
again.
long ago they were in the FA Cup final.
That's absolutely true.
2014.
It was them in Arsenal, yeah.
And they were lucky not to win.
Didn't they? Yeah,
They were 2-0 up
Arsenal-
they were
Arsenal
2-0
came
up
from
in 5
behind.
minutes.
Yeah. Arsenal and Southampton is the other game. Okay, so straight on to teasers
teaser,
and
do you want a
awards.
teaser?
Teaser time.
Well, did you prepare your teaser this week, John?
I did, yeah.
Oh, very good.
Bloody great stuff. It's amazing. Which 9 players, and because it's 9, whoever gets the most wins.
Fucking hell.
9
Canu.
have scored for 6 different Premier League clubs.
Bellamy.
Yes.
How about this? How about we go back and forth until somebody can't get one? And
Okay.
That's
he
how we-
got one, so you.
6 different Premier League teams.
Yep.
I've got another one.
Of course you do. Basically, Neil's doing the teaser next week.
Hold on.
Good weekend.
That's great. I've got 2, and I think they're the same name.
Saha.
No. He played for like 3
He
teams.
played for 3. Anelka. Fuck it.
You want to go?
Darren Bend, Marcus Bent.
Wait, I got Anelka right,
Yep.
did I?
And yep. Yeah. Do you want to
And
go back to you? He's
Yeah, back to me.
well, I've got 2, so
You can't have Marcus Bent because he can't say
Oh,
2 in a
he's
row.
true. He's got you
Yeah,
there.
gotcha.
Darren Bent.
No, Darren Bent was your last
yeah,
one.
you used your last.
So how many left? 4? 4 left? Darren, Marcus, Anelka, and who's the first person you said? Bellamy.
Bellamy.
Okay, so there's 5 left.
5 left. Robbie Keane.
Yep.
Oh. No, it's me now.
I got another one as well.
Okay, all right. Keep it storm.
Okay, well, hurry up.
Yeah, I will. Carlton Cole.
I'm going to accept that, Andy Cole.
Peter Crouch.
Yep.
So how many left? 2?
Yep, 2 left. Both played for Leeds, I think. 1 played for Liverpool.
Robbie Fowler?
No.
Ian Rush?
No. Right, he's not getting it.
I'm done.
Well, I get it. Play for Liverpool, for Leeds.
I think both played for Leeds. I know 1 definitely did, and 1 played for both Liverpool and Leeds.
Oh,
Liverpool and Leeds. Nick Barbie.
Yeah.
And the other one played. This is the other one is a definite Leeds one, was it?
I think he played for Leeds.
This one.
Maybe he didn't.
I don't think he did.
Oh, I know he played for Newcastle. Oh, maybe it's Spurs I'm thinking of.
Mm.
Yeah, he didn't play for Leeds. Maybe he did.
I don't think he did.
Newcastle.
It's 6. It's 6 teams, or... Yeah.
Les Ferdinand.
Yeah. Did he play for Leeds?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think I might have won that one.
I think you won that one. It was close.
You can do the teaser next week.
I will. Okay.
Put as much effort into it as I did. Or maybe even more,
Yeah.
if that's possible.
That was a good teaser, John. I think you were preparing all week for that one.
Very much so. Okay. Your hero of the week, Dan.
I thought the Liverpool and the Leeds fans are great.
The stand up if you hate
Well,
United.
yeah, I
moment.
thought the Leeds fans started in the corner, and then you just see the whole stadium rise. I thought that was brilliant.
It was
I
really
think that
funny.
was for 50,000, and I thought there was great respect between both clubs. I think it's a nice story to have 52,000 people getting on well.
It was
Instead of
awesome.
fights and shit like that. You know?
Yeah, they were all. It was all great. It was all really good. That was a good one. I don't know. I don't want to say Klopp in the bumper car. Because I think I've chosen him as my hero of the week too many times, and I don't know if it's biased or not. Probably a little bit. He does
Almost
give us
definitely.
great moments, though.
He was wearing a tux in the bumper car, though. So.
He wore tux
There's
in the
always a
bumper car.
reason. You're not just doing it just because it's him.
So we'll use that as a thumbnail.
Yeah, yeah, I think we will. John, your hero of the week.
I was a big fan of the rainbow laces and captain's armband.
So was I.
So I think that good stuff altogether.
The
Raising
amount
awareness
of
and stuff.
hate on social media about that was just...
Yeah, but the internet are terrible people.
I know the internet's terrible
Like
people.
us.
Well, the first 10 minutes of the show was pretty.
I think, to be fair, it was only the first 5.
I wouldn't put it at that level. I'd like to not anyway. Dan, your goal of the week?
I thought Pedro got a great goal.
Mm.
He's playing really well, and again, it was a really big goal because Spurs were on top right before half time. Probably changed the game then, and keeps Chelsea top of the league. And I think it was just real bit of just class where he needed, and he's starting to come really good for them.
Sure is. John,
I don't really have one.
there wasn't great
It
goals.
wasn't a great week.
It wasn't a great week, no.
No.
Give it to one of those Swansea goals. They were
Jack Cork's goal. The own goal.
Okay. And then spoofer of the week.
Giroud doesn't like. I don't know what he was.
Elf.
Elf, yeah. I'm gonna say actually Spurs for getting knocked out like that in the Champions League after getting it 1-1 and then 48 seconds conceding. Like, they're the only team who've tried so hard to get to the Champions League, and then when they get there, they don't try and they rest players so they can qualify next year to get in the Champions League. Like, if someone can really get this logic for me, what's going on in England? I know it is important to get forward, but there's no point getting forward or they got third and then not actually trying to do anything with it and progress.
Did we not mention Spurs last week?
Yeah, it would have been last week. You can't do them again.
Well, I can't do them again.
No, they would have been qualified for that last week. But we've done a show since they got knocked out.
Yeah,
of the
but I'm
Champions
sure
League.
one of us made Spurs spoofer last week. No?
Yeah, no, it was before we did a show last week.
Well,
That's
yeah.
amazing because you went into that doing a gag about the fact that you forgot something from the week before, and you've just done it.
Yeah, but I
again.
don't think we mentioned Spurs last week as the spoofers, though.
Not as spoofers, but that time is coming.
Well,
gone.
look, that's one of the many. But I think Pardew as well.
Spoofer of the week.
Pardew and the defense.
Okay, that's
Like,
fair.
I hadn't seen defend of that, and he will get the sack, and I don't want him to because I think he's just hilarious. Like, but like, I think he will get the sack if he loses one more game. That's
Yeah.
7 in a
Do
row.
you remember when he told Pellegrini to shut his noise, the fat cunt or something?
Did he say that?
Yeah, after the Man City Newcastle game.
Shut your noise, you fat cunt.
It could have been old cunt.
Oh,
But it was
probably.
I'd say it was old. Yeah.
You ghoulish cunt.
Still, shut your noise is a great way.
Shut your noise. John, your spoofer of the week.
Dave Whelan unveiled a statue of Dave Whelan outside the Dave Whelan
With a broken
Stadium.
leg. Did he have a broken leg?
Excuse me.
Dave Whelan unveiled a statue of Dave Whelan outside the Dave Whelan Stadium.
Can I please see this?
He broke his leg once in the FA
Did he
Cup.
break it in the FA Cup? That's what I heard once.
Wow. Wigan.
Yep.
That's what happens. That's your legacy.
Yep.
Incredible stuff.
Fair play to him.
All right. Really briefly before we do the fantasy, first El Clasico of the season is on this
Speaking
weekend.
of Madrid, Enzo Zidane scored for. It's obviously his son scored in a cup match tonight.
Simeone's son scored 2 goals against Juventus during the week.
Did he?
He did. Genoa beat Juventus 3-1. 3-0 up at
I didn't know
halftime.
Simone's son played for Juventus.
No, Genoa.
Oh, sorry for
Yes.
Genoa. Excuse me. Yes, I didn't know that.
There you go.
Jesus.
Something new every day.
He doesn't look like an old.
Barca were hammered against Sociedad, but somehow got a point.
Yeah.
Iniesta is fit, which is huge.
Yeah.
But,
He has been. It's been.
I think
bad news.
even though Madrid are missing a few players, I'd go with Madrid, to be honest. Like, I just
Zidane has the best record of any Real
Yeah.
Madrid manager ever.
highest points ratio
It's incredible.
since he's taken on. He's only lost 2 games, I think,
Yeah.
which is and he won a Champions League.
So where?
And some people still have doubts about him.
What
with
positions?
Madrid?
What positions are they going in?
Madrid are 4
First.
points ahead of them
Yeah.
at the moment. So obviously, if they win, that's 7 points and head-to-head away from home.
It's not on TV though, isn't it? 'Cause it's on
It
Saturday
is
at 3
on.
o'clock.
It is on Facebook Live, Revista on Sky Sports. Unfortunately, you won't be able to watch it like because you're on Facebook.
Well, it's my sister's wedding anyway. So
Say, hold on, why is it on Sky?
Because it's at 3:15 and Sky Sports, the Premier League hold the rights for 3 o'clock games.
Okay.
But Sky Sports have been clever. They're going on Facebook Live
Yeah.
on Revista. Watch it on Facebook
But
Live.
see, the thing about the 3 o'clock thing.
So I will. You just put on Facebook and get a stream of
Yeah,
Facebook.
but the thing about the 3 o'clock thing is to encourage people to go to matches. That's why most matches are played
Yeah.
at 3 o'clock. And the reason Sky get around it for the Irish only show is because Sky Sports 5 gets blocked and that's why we have 3 o'clock kickoffs. Sky don't. But we do.
Yeah.
So
Well, like that's
why
it's,
would
a
that?
it's a 3:15. Look, I don't know.
So the idea is that too many people. It's the same thing, except rather than just not going to a game, they won't go.
No, they only want the Premier League 3:00, and then anything after that then is they'll like, even if you notice the Spanish games start at say 7.
Yeah.
While there might be a Premier League game at 5:30. As soon as that's over, the Liga starts.
Yeah.
So like it is balanced out. That
But it's not like they're showing a game. Is my point.
yeah, but they're not. Yeah, but then that's why they're not allowed.
Yeah. So they're worried that people won't go to
It's just
Premier
they
League games
only want
because
people to watch
El
talk about
Clasico,
Premier
yeah.
League at 3:00, pretty much.
Okay.
What happened, Neil?
Oh, don't. I haven't made a change in 2 weeks.
Here comes the excuses.
So Moose is
No, it's
still
all
on
my
your team?
fault. And Vardy.
Well,
No, maybe I took Vardy out.
You
I don't
must
know.
have taken Vardy.
I'm just
No,
an idiot.
like-
I look at the league today. It's
we'll
ridiculous.
get to it now. I checked it on Saturday, and Dan was top, and I was like 5 points behind or something. And I was like, "Oh, this week!" And then I checked it like after Sunday's game. It's like, "Oh,
Yeah, I think I know what top is. Okay, so 17, 16 and 15 with Reg, Tommy and Rob stays the same. Dave Rogers is plummeting. He's in 14 now. Becky is up to 13th. Regis is in 12th. Ronan down to 11. I'm down from
Down
9
a
to
lot.
10th.
Oh, he's like Leicester.
I'm like Everton. Shane Lahart in 9th. Noel Keeley, who was top at one stage, in 8th. Darren Hillard up in 7th. Dave Nolte down to 6th. John down to 5th. Dan up to 4th. Champions League spot. I think you were there this time last week.
Well, like the top 5 is separated by like 5 points or something.
it's more competitive than the league."
Oh, it is. Kenny Murphy in 3rd, 2 points ahead of Dan. 1 point ahead of him is Stephen Vincent, and 1 point ahead of Stephen Vincent on equal points, but ahead because he had more match points this past week, is James Byrne.
He's very happy about it.
He is
He
very
jumped
happy.
like 10 spots. But no, it was a good week for everyone bar Steve, because Steve was like 45 points ahead of everyone last week, and now he's 2nd. And like everyone's like, right, so like there's no one in the lead really at the moment because everyone's just in a cluster. So
Yeah. All right. Phenomenal.
exciting.
Very exciting.
It's exciting. It's a show.
It is. It's as close as the real league.
Do you think the show will ever be uploaded?
If you enjoy the show, if it does ever get uploaded, you can get us at ITK Soccer Show, Facebook.com/ITK Soccer Show, or ITK Soccer Show on Twitter, where we have all our archives. If you do enjoy the show, please tell people about it. We try and do one every week, and we've been on a hell of a run.
Doing all right.
So do spread the word and make people aware of where they can catch us. Until next week, thanks very much for listening.